Alors je suis ici avec Marcus Fuchs. We'll speak in English. Marcus, hello.
Hello.
So we're here. Today is exactly the 80th, not exactly now, but in a few hours
Yes.
of the unfortunate, very dramatic and criminal, I think, bombing of Dresden 80 years ago.
Yeah.
So my first question is, what does it mean for people in Germany today, young people like you, what does it mean, something that happened 80 years ago in this town?
So yeah, first of all, it's very far away for us. You know, we haven't lived at that time. Even our parents didn't live at that time, but our grandparents. Due to the long time between today and this horrible event, less and less people are still alive who survived that bombing of Dresden themselves. So more and more witnesses. We have less and less witnesses, and that's why it is very important for us to talk to those witnesses, record their testimonies, and preserve them for us, but also for our children and the grandchildren. So for the future generations, because otherwise, this not only the event itself, the bombing itself, but also the consequences of those bombings for the people who lived at that time here in Dresden would vanish away. Yeah, and this has to be. We have to prevent that. Yeah, we have to avoid that those memories are getting lost. In order to prevent that future generations will cause in any way similar harm to themselves, to other people again.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. We have to prevent any kind of violence in the future, particularly military violence like wars, which are horrible for everybody. I mean, in war, we just have losers. There are no winners. And that's why we have to preserve those memories. We have to repeat them so that they are never getting lost.
So you're like me, a pacifist.
Exactly. Yes.
It's important. Peace is very fragile and it's very important to keep. So what young people today in Germany, are they still learning a lot about the events of the war and all that, or less and less?
Partly. I mean, they learn about it, but not all perspectives. And it heavily depends on the school which they are visiting, what they learn, because in Germany we have big issues with ideology, with left-wing ideologies, even on schools, even though they are supposed to be neutral, but many teachers are not. So they talk a lot of propaganda about the war crimes and the consequences for the people, and also this question about the Schuld. Guilt. Yeah, sorry. The big question about the guilt. Yes. Of course, I mean, the Nazis have started that war, no question about that. But that doesn't mean that other parties could not have done war crimes.
Of course.
As this bombing of Dresden was a war crime. And there are some ideologists here in Germany who think, because we have started the war, anything else against us cannot be a war crime, and was maybe even justified. And this is just a crude understanding of civilization in general. How could the bombing, the murdering of 80,000 plus people not be a war crime? That is horrible, regardless of who did it. Yeah. And that's a problem. And in schools and for the young generations, they are not always taught all the whole truth, and that's why we have to. It's even more important for us to preserve all those witness testimonies in order to convey them to the future generations in a hopefully unfiltered, as much as possible unfiltered way.
Very well.
Yeah.
Well, I hope something like this never happens again, and indeed
Me
that
too.
we learn. Markus, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you too.
See, short.